In the lesson before this one, we studied the future tense. And I told you that we have two ways of doing future tense, like in English. English has two ways. You do it with will and you do it with the going to. Spanish has also two ways. One with the form of future, and you will have to learn the endings for the form of future of Spanish, or you can use the fake future, what I call, that is the future made with the verb to go in present tense. And I'm going to review today how to make the future tense with the verb to go, and then we're gonna go in how to make the same tense with reflexive verbs. Okay, here we have the present tense of the verb to go. Okay, and we studied this in the last lesson. And this is yo voy, tú vas, él va, ella va, usted va, nosotros vamos, vosotros vais, ellos van, ellas van, ustedes van. Remember, in the third person we have three personal pronouns: él, ella, usted, ellos, ellas, ustedes. Okay, and how do we build this future tense? We use the present tense of the verb to go plus the preposition a, and plus any infinitive that will end in AR, ER, and IR if they are not reflexive, but if they are reflexive, they will end in ARSE, ERSE, and IRSE. And here we have an example of a reflexive infinitive that is an AR reflexive, and the SE is at the end. Remember, I also told you before that the SE, when you look them up in the dictionary, the SE is like a little flag that tells you, remember, I am reflexive. Don't forget to use the reflexive pronoun in the sentence, okay? And that's mainly what we're going to study today. Now, a regular one that is not reflexive will be the sentence right here, that we also use the same sentences in the last lesson. That yo como pollo. This is a present tense sentence. I eat chicken. But if I want to say I'm going to eat chicken, then I'm going to use this formula to put it in future tense. And then I will say yo goes right here, right? First person. Yo voy a comer pollo. You use the infinitive. I'm going to eat chicken. Now let's get in the second sentence in here. We're going to jump to the next chart. We already did all these sentences in the last lesson. You want to practice, go and check my last lesson and you will see the answers for these sentences. Okay, let's go here. We're going to go directly in and work with the reflexive verbs and the future tense made with the verb to go. Okay, here we have the reflexive pronouns. Let's remember the reflexive pronouns. That's the me for yo, yo me, tú, te, él se, ella se, usted se. Nosotros nos, vosotros os, ellos se, ellas se, and ustedes se. These are the reflexive pronouns that we also study in my lesson for the reflexive verbs. Now, we do have to use the reflexive pronouns when we're using the going to, equivalent to going to, or what I call fake future. That is with the verb to go in present tense. Because if the infinitive is reflexive, we need to include the reflexive pronoun. Now, the question is, where do we put it? We can put the reflexive pronoun in front of the conjugated verb. In this case, the conjugated verb will be the verb to go. Then it will be me voy, te vas, se va, nos vamos, os vais, y se van. If you put it in the front. You also have the choice to put it in the back of the infinitive and leave it in there as a one word. Then either way, if you put it in the front or you put it in the back, they do not change the meaning of the sentence. Now, if we go here, in the first sentence that I have here, Jorge se va a levantar temprano mañana. Now you can see that the se is in front of the conjugated verb because the conjugated verb is the verb to go. The levantar is an infinitive. Then Jorge se va a levantar temprano mañana. Now we can move it to the back, and you can see it here in the next sentence. Instead of putting it in the front, we can attach it to the infinitive as a one word, and becomes Jorge va a levantarse temprano mañana. The meaning doesn't change. You can see here, Jorge is going to wake up early tomorrow. Both sentences is the same meaning. The only thing is that you have two places to put the reflexive pronoun when you are dealing with reflexive verbs with the fake future. You can put it in front of the conjugated verb, or you can attach it, leave it attached to the infinitive. Remember, the conjugated verb is the verb to go. Now another example here. Yo me voy a levantar temprano mañana. The yo goes with me and it goes with voy, because remember how my charts work, right? Position. And related always to the personal pronouns. That is my first class. Personal pronouns. One of my first classes, I talk about personal pronouns and the charts and the position in the charts of the personal pronouns. The yo match the first position on the left. Then they will be yo me voy. You grab the a, don't forget the a, and then yo me voy a levantar temprano mañana. Now you can change it to the back. You move it from here, attached to the infinitive. Yo voy a levantarme temprano mañana. Nosotros nos vamos a levantar a las 8. Nosotros goes right here, right? Nosotros nos vamos, grab the a levantar temprano mañana. And then if you put it in the back, nosotros vamos a levantarnos a las 8 mañana. Tú te vas a acostar a las 10. Tú goes right here, right, in the second position on the left. Tú te vas, grab the a levantar a las 8, a acostar a las 10. Tú te vas a acostar a las 10. Now we move it to the back. Tú vas a acostarte a las 10. You can put it at the end of the infinitive. And both ways, you can choose either one. It doesn't change the meaning of the sentences. And it's easy to make because if you have infinitives, you can talk in future tense. I hope you enjoyed this class. It's a short class. And if you want to know more about the fake future, check my lesson before this one. To learn more about the Spanish Class Café, visit us at www.thespanishclasscafe.com. If you enjoyed this video, leave me a like and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to keep up with the lessons. Bye for now. Hasta luego.